I started looking at stabilization back in 2019 after taking a trip from Canada down to Mexico and then back up to San Diego, and really decided I needed stabilization because of the quartering seas that I encounter going all the way down the Pacific coast, and the boat has a rolling tendency in quartering seas, so I was looking for a solution. And for my boat, rotor was really the only answer. The gyros took up too much space, and I needed multiple systems for the weight of my boat at 86 tons. Fins didn't work with the construction of the vessel with a double hull with fuel in between and bilge keels. So I really started going in depth in rotor and understanding the Magnus effect and learning about different options for rotors. And it took me a while to make a decision after studying all the different options, but in the end I chose DMS MagnusMaster as the ideal system for this vessel. The ability to install the system in the engine room was a big consideration because I wanted easy access to the actuators, and so having it back aft was the best placement for access. It was best placement for space for where I had space to install a system. Having it as an all-electric system was also really nice because then I could just run it off of my generator system or off of my inverters and not having to deal with adding additional hydraulic components to our vessel. Being able to counter the roll tendency of the vessel where the roll was occurring back in the aft section of the boat, where the hull was getting lifted. That was, to me, the right place to put a stabilization system. So it all just kind of came together and made sense. And then, we've now taken the system, we've installed it, we've done a couple sea trials, and it works just like it's supposed to. It just works. Boat, so how to place the actuators, how to mount them, so we can make sure we have structural integrity. It's always scary putting holes in your boat, and then not wanting to create voids. We came up with the box system as suggested by DMS, and it's just a super beefy installation. And then hooking it up was pretty straightforward because it gets connected right there in the engine room where the electrical panel was, and then just running the cables for the control system up to the pilot house. The system, I think, if we had understood a little bit, maybe if I'd done my homework a little bit, we probably could have knocked a few days off the installation. I'd say it probably could have been maybe a 7 working day installation if we had planned it out. Kuhn was great. I can't believe it. The 19-year-old kid, we showed up, I'm like, really, this is the guy that's going to be doing our install? But he was just on top of it, and very hands-on, running the cables, doing the connections, supporting the yard, helping them with placement, communicating back with the factory. So Kuhn, you did a great job. Yeah, I mean, the system just works. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do. It's nice. I like the fact that I can bring the rotors back when I don't need them, because there are certain points where this boat just doesn't need stabilization. The penalty we pay in speed, it was only about 1/3 of a knot, 0.3 to 0.4 knots, testing in various directions. So that was quite reasonable. And then when we deployed and tested the system in our worst condition, which is on a quartering sea, it was just fantastic. It must have been a 90-95% roll reduction, and I'm really pleased.